你好，我叫帕特，你呢？我最近不错，你呢？你怎么样I'm not doing much, right now, currently. Hello, audio test real quick. Yeah, cool. Sounds fine to me. I got my, how does that work? It's not showing up at all. Cool. Okay. Well, then we will walk that one in this way. I'm not loving that lighting. Cool. We'll get that one. Make me a little smaller. And there we go. Alright, so yeah, I have been a little bit down. I'm trying not to use the D word, the other D word. I've been in a low. I've been had a case of the Mondays lately, and so we're gonna start from the beginning on a new family registry on Pharaoh, one of my all-time favorite, one of my all-time favorite. Okay, cool, cool. So yeah, if you can hear me, we're gonna be playing Pharaoh, one of my all-time favorite games from when I was a kid, and I had it as a Sierra Games CD. We probably still have it somewhere, but it's also probably all scratched up and not compatible with Windows 11. Um, so yeah, because I've been in just a low mood, we're probably but for now, I just want to kind of chill out and play a good old nostalgic game. And it's called Hatch Our Family Name. And my bad. Need like a happy medium with this volume. Anyway, yeah, here we are, and we're starting with the pre-dynastic period. This is just mostly like a hang and chill sort of thing. So I played this many times before, never quite got past either the Archaic or New Kingdom. I don't think I've ever gotten to the New Kingdom because there's a huge difficulty spike around the Middle Kingdom Archaic period. Um, sorry, around the Old and Middle Kingdom because it goes do, I believe. And I've never actually gotten to the Cleopatra expansion. So we're gonna do it on very easy mode, which is going to seem extra very easy. Um, but that's fine. Uh, because like I said, the difficulty spikes like crazy midway through the game. And I don't know if this game has was ever super historically accurate or if like new research has changed some of the accuracy that people get from it, or if it's mostly fan fiction. Honestly, I should there's not really sources like how close is this game to history. You just have to know the history and mythology, and I was super into it as a kid, but I've mostly like forgotten a lot. So if I have anybody who's an expert in ancient Egypt mythology come into this stream, that would be cool. Ancient, did I say mythology? History or mythology, either, because both the gods are represented as like part of the culture. I'd like to know if like any of this is like offensive or accurate. But yeah, um, I took it as like
It
gospel
is
truth
said
as
that
a
the
kid.
journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. So may the story of a great nation begin with one dream. The Red Land has given birth to such a dream. Clans of nomads carry it in their heart, across the immeasurable desert and into the land of Egypt.
This is what I'm talking about, though, by the way. This is just like ridiculously nostalgic to see.
Welcome to ancient Egypt, land of the
It's a
pharaohs.
comfort game,
Here you'll
even when
participate
my
in the
mood is
history of
low
one of the
and
greatest
other forms of
civilizations the
streaming
world has
feel like
ever
work.
seen. In an epic story that spans more than 15 centuries and 24 generations. You must lead one family, generation by generation, from its earliest beginnings in Egyptian prehistory, through the dawn of civilization, to the establishment of a unique and powerful empire and beyond. Our story begins more than 5,000 years ago, along the banks of the Nile River in an area known as Nut. Here, a small confederacy of clans struggles to eke out an existence in the harsh environment. With you at its head, your family leads this small settlement.
With me at its head, my family leads this small settlement. Also, despite the like low-res interface, like the music crescendo right as he finishes the intro, it's perfect. Housing and roads. I would really love if they made more games. I've tried looking it up. I know there's like a Greek-Roman version of this, but I would love like one that's like ancient China, if anybody knows like city building games like kind of similar to this. Or, you know, one I don't know even less about than Egypt or China, like Indus River Valley Civilization or Mesopotamia. So each intersection lessens your control over their actual routes. Plan roads carefully with as few intersections as possible to ensure that people walk where you want them to. The path by which these immigrants reach your city is known as the Kingdom Road. Migrants always need free passage from the Kingdom Road to the city's housing areas. If you isolate some neighborhood from this vital link to the outside world, its homes will simply disappear. To exit any message panel like this one, simply click your right mouse button. Create an area of housing and watch immigrants arrive. Wow, okay. I may need to adjust mouse sensitivity in the settings. Scroll speed 70%. There we go. Let's give them some wells to drink from. It took me forever to find out that you could double layer the houses, and that really helps with getting your population up and having like lots of, you know, employees in a specific location. So you put 4 little sturdy huts or crude huts next to each other, and they will evolve to hold extra occupants. They'll like combine their resources. so it'll be a bunch of migrant families in the same, like, homestead.
People say that this city has plenty of food to go around.
Not yet, but, you know, basic immigrant,
I'm new here. I wonder what the city will offer to a person like me. I'm new here. I wonder what the city will offer to a person like me.
and they just
I'm new.
generate
People say
names
that
for
this
all
city
of
has
them.
plenty of food to go around.
Food or famine, a growing population needs a reliable source of food and some means of storing and distributing it. Certain animals, like the ostriches in this region, can be hunted for game. Granaries store game and other foods, while bazaars distribute their food to the village's inhabitants. As with most working structures, in order to function properly, these buildings must be located within reach of housing, and the city must have enough workers to staff them. Whoa. Hunting for food. Building a hunting lodge close to the ostrich flocks, and hunters will set out in search of prey. If successful, they'll bring the carcasses back to the lodge to be butchered, after which a cart pusher will deliver them to the nearest granary for storage. Different workers from the bazaar, I almost said asses, then assess the needs of neighborhoods they serve, acquire food from nearby granaries, and deliver this food to the houses in their immediate vicinity to meet these needs. Build granaries and bazaars by clicking on the Storage and Distribution Structures button. Ultimately, your goal in this mission is to transform some of your crude huts into meager shanties. This is accomplished by providing them with water and food from the bazaar. Also, make sure they're not too close to any unsightly industrial buildings or inferior housing, which discourage home improvements by lowering the desirability of the area. Yeah, masterclass in gentrification, this game. You'll eventually learn various ways to increase an area's desirability. For now, though, simply avoid locating homes too... Whoa, that scroll speed, though. For now, though, simply avoid locating homes too near to industries. Overseers. An overseer of the granaries is now available to provide information and advice. In time, you'll have many advisors to help run your city. To access them, click on the overseer's icon or right-click on the appropriate building. Hunting lodges, alrighty. Alright, so our first overseer will give us like a city population over time. We start out at 3500 BC, so I believe ancient China is already burying their dead. Uh, and Indus River Valley civilization is doing their thing, but correct me if I'm wrong. Population composition by income, we got hut dwellers to estate dwellers. We produce far too little food, our growing city will need even more. And then you get the population by age, which I've never really seen this like come into play in a major way. Other than that, sometimes you just can't get enough workers, but I don't know how to like fix it. That's probably why I'm playing on very easy right now, because like the minutia of details, like military strategy, is not something I practice. So we're staying on very easy mode right now because I'm playing this game for like comfort and to cheer myself up rather than to give like a challenge, and also to share it with anybody who might want to come by, you know, because this is a very unheard of game. Well done, you've managed to supply this village's granary with food. Now the villagers need access to clean water from a water supply, which is much preferred over well water. Water supply, like wells, these must be built on land with underlying ground, as indicated. Groundwater is indicated by the presence of green grass growing. Water supplies also need access to employees in nearby housing. Once up and running, a water supply will dispatch a water carrier to deliver buckets of clean drinking water to all the houses in the immediate vicinity. Click Overlays Water to see which houses have access to clean water from a water supply, to simply well water, or to no water source at all. To complete this mission, you need to provide 6 sturdy huts with food from a bazaar, so they'll evolve into meager shanties. Click on the scroll icon to review your mission objectives. In this and any other mission, okay, this is interesting. This dwelling has no access to water. Okay. No access to drinking water. Only basic drinking water access. Only basic. Yeah. Okay. And there we go. We've got some meager shanties already. We need like 5. It should just happen automatically at this point with the water supplies in place. Yeah, see? That's what I'm saying. Victory on very easy.
Well done. By filling your people's bellies with nourishing food and protecting their homes from fire and collapse, you have helped this fledgling civilization take its first step on the long road of history.
Yeah. And somehow I bested Pat the First's achievement.
After many years and the passing of a generation, your family has resettled in the area of Inis, in Upper Egypt. Here, a small band of local rulers is attempting to extend its influence over Lower Egypt and all lands along the River Nile, and to unite this realm under its own house with one supreme leader. Establishing Thinis as a thriving city like nothing ever seen before will prove the worthiness of the Thinite Confederacy and help them gain supremacy over Lower Egypt and the other factions vying for power. In time, this will mean providing the population with entertainment and building wonderful temples to worship the region's patron deity. To build a city this grand will require a substantial supply of cash. You'll find rich deposits of gold ore in Thinis, and harvesting them should be your first priority.
Yes. Alright, we're already getting into resource management besides, you know, ostrich meat. Gold for the palace treasury is going to be part of the mission. I would really like if I could, like, take notes somehow and look up some of this shit, because, it's, I would like to know if Thinite Confederacy is, like, actually the first Egyptian, you know, settlers. Mining gold. Search rocky areas for the presence of metal ore, evidenced by shiny metallic patches among the rocks. In order to extract the ore, you must build gold mines adjacent to these veins. Palace. A palace is needed to convert the raw gold ore as well as to store the resulting gold bullion. The palace is the seat of the city's government and must be built where there is suitable access to groundwater, grassy areas. Once your palace is up and running, miners will deliver gold from any gold mines for conversion into cash, counted in debens. Crime. With a supply of cash in reserve, however, comes the risk of theft. Constables can help reduce losses through theft, both by patrolling the streets to prevent crime and by subduing any criminals they encounter. The best way to prevent crime, though, is to keep your population happy with adequate food, healthcare, and jobs. Oh, we've got a message coming to Republicans from the early 90s. Even ancient Egypt knew this. My poor little anarchist heart, the first time I revisited this game, was like, I don't know about hiring police. But honestly, you really don't need to hire any police if you can keep like the perfect balance of what it says, food, healthcare, and jobs. If there's nowhere in your town that's hut dwellers, which is impossible some missions, don't get me wrong, but if there's nowhere in town that's hut dwellers, then you're safe. Okay, so these are the ostriches. We're gonna keep the town situated in the southern half first for quick access to those. Honestly, they make it easy enough to get water, so I'm just gonna do like a big old stretch. Just instantly creating a huge housing district. We'll need water. Employees needed. That message is gonna pop up just because not enough immigrants have actually like moved in yet. That problem's gonna go away like automatically while I'm constructing. Oop, I don't want it too close to the house. So the firehouse and architect's posts, a precaution really, but it's not super gonna be a problem this early in the game on very easy mode. The most difficult part is getting gold mining to be useful. Usefully connected to housing. Because the employment overseers need to be able to reach them. So we'll start with one, and another architect's post nearby. I try not to put the houses like right next to intersections because you later need like hunting. You later get like things that go on intersections only. Sometimes the firehouses and architects are just good for keeping people employed. Population milestone. Your budding town now houses 500 residents. I would not be surprised if I got the victory message real soon, but there may be another prompt besides mining gold. Never mind. Too few jobs, you say? I can fix that. The gods of Egypt. An Egyptian city cannot truly flourish without suitable places of worship. In the form of religious temples and shrines, there should be located close to the homes that they serve, and must be dedicated to one of 5 gods. Osiris, god of the Nile. Ra, god of the kingdom. Ha, god of craftsmen. Seth, god of destruction. Bast, goddess of the home. Every city has different religious tendencies. In a given city, one god is usually held in particularly high esteem and is referred to as its patron god, while the other gods are worshipped as mere local deities, and others may be completely unknown. The patron god of Thinis is Bast. Both patron gods and local deities can become hostile if not shown the respect due their positions. To appease the gods, build enough temples and shrines dedicated to each of them to serve your current population. A working temple sends a priest through nearby neighborhoods, granting residents access to the worship of his god. Festivals are another way to appease the gods. Build a festival pavilion in the city and instruct your overseer of the temples to hold a festival for one of the gods. Consult the overseer of the temples to determine the status of each of the gods in any particular city and whether the gods are sufficiently appeased. Lightning bolts indicate that the god is feeling hostile towards your city, while a blue mystic symbol indicates that the god is feeling benevolent toward your city. The more you see of either, the more likely your city is to feel the god's presence, for better or worse. Click Overlays Religion to see which houses in your city are served by temples. This can really fuck you up on, depending on the situation. So here's what I meant earlier by the intersection construction. You can immediately put a festival square, and that will beautify the whole area and allows you to quickly make a god happier. So, common festival for Bast while I give her enough attention. Now, temples, just like the palace and the gold mines, need architects, and because we're low on jobs, we'll put in a firehouse as well, although again, I really don't think they throw those at you when you're playing in very easy mode in the second mission. Lightning bolts. Yeah. Hey, Adam. Yeah. Let's see. View our overseer of religion and see how she's feeling. She's enraged, but there are no lightning bolts, so we're mostly good. Once the common festival kicks in, then Fast will chill. Also, once I put another temple to her somewhere over here. And give it architect's post and firehouse for employment's sake. We also probably need a firehouse and architect's post over here because of the granary. Those can collapse as well. How are we doing on food? We can hold more people. We got plenty of food. Our age bell curve looks fine. And that looks just, you know, infinite growth. Let's go. Shrines are your go-to for appeasing Bast? I almost never build shrines. Is that true? Because granted, I'm no expert in this game, and we're playing on very easy, but I always built the temples for more coverage, and because eventually they start wanting temples no matter who they are. Why is my water supply not getting to them? Wrap the road around. We'll put a few shrines, just in case you're right. As long as you make the gods a pretty amusement park, they're never going to visit. They'll be well, you want them to visit in some way. Oh, entertainment. As your city becomes more advanced, some citizens can enjoy leisure time activities, such as taking in a little entertainment. A wide assortment of entertainment is one of the hallmarks of a truly cultured city, but currently you can only provide entertainment in the form of jugglers. The juggler needs a venue on which to perform, the smallest of which is called a booth. Build a booth at an intersection to stage juggling performances and a juggler school nearby to train performers. Both need access to employee housing and enough workers to staff them. Jugglers trained at the school will proceed to any nearby booth to put on shows, imparting a modest amount of entertainment to the surrounding area. Consult your overseer of diversions to learn more about your city's recreational needs. Click Overlays Entertainment to see which houses in your city have access to entertainment. So yeah, before cable, there were jugglers booths. And you literally never need a festival square. I've completed campaign on VH without making a single festival square. Oh, okay. Is it just because they're more space efficient and you don't need the employees? I'll use them as quick little beautifying things whenever someone's like, oh, the area is not desirable enough. But I've almost never. I do rely heavily on the festival square, though, and regular festivals. So I will take your advice, good sir, and just put these near some of the uglier areas. Festival Square doesn't need employees, but building around them can be obtuse. Yeah, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the temples. I think perhaps you should move your mic up a little closer to your mouth. Your voice goes quiet sometimes. Yeah, I'm not sure how you do that. The mic's in the ears, bruh. That is just how I talk in real life. It doesn't translate well over internet. Move your ears closer to your mouth. Temples are only for home improvements. They send out priests on patrol. Yeah. So you build more temples to get the god more appeased. And if you don't have temples in enough places, the god gets mad. Put the earmuffs over your mouth and listen with your tongue. Ugh, gosh, I really should check chat more frequently and not just go off talking. You look like you're from the 90s trying to be so punk. Ugh, I'm not trying to be. It's effortless. Is this juggler school employing people yet? Let's build another one. I think we have enough booth coverage once we actually get jugglers going. We will take Zakid's advice and just throw a bunch more shrines around. Usually you can hear squats because of the grunting. Place a shrine behind the firehouse. I've already got 4 in this general vicinity. It's a neat trick that only houses and shrines can do. Oh, you mean doing this? Like, so it's on the other side of the road? What is up with my juggler schools, man? Hurry the fuck up. My city culture. Oh, there. 1,000 people now call your city home. Where's my Minister of Culture? Perfect coverage. 4 working stages, 4 shows. Well then, why have I not had victory yet? Do a lavish festival to Vast real quick. they won't burn down or collapse. Yeah, all my houses got goods. Thanks, cat goddess. These people are complaining about the ugly granary. I'm not, like, the most intelligent, like, the most strategic when I first start building. I like to do just big ol' stretches of housing and shit like that. And so a lot of times it ends up being like, well, we don't want to get rid of the granary because there's a bunch of meat there, so let's like retcon it and just put a bunch of gardens everywhere. How's audio now? Are you guys hearing me a little bit better? You're like the people who designed Tyler. Hey, leave me alone. Lavish festival. Bast is pleased that your city honors her. She has thrown a festival so that all the gods will notice your piety. Cool, cool. Thank you, Adam. I think Zakid left. What is up with my culture? Why is it not enough? You think you click this and it'll tell you 10 ordinary cottages. That's the problem, is probably desirability, huh? Alright, you know what? Fuck it. Another temple. Immediate! It was immediate. It was just like a couple holdouts, like, our neighborhood's too ugly.
You have built the first true city in this unforgiving land, providing for your citizens' corporal and
Zakid's
spiritual
still here.
needs,
Sorry for the
and have
blasphemy.
helped the Thinite Confederacy unify the divided land.
Yeah, I knew that. I mentioned putting gardens behind there, but obviously you have no access to gardens in the second mission. So we beat Pat 1 on the first mission, but on the second one, Pat the Second still reigns supreme. That's my old file from like forever ago. I still got it stuck on this one mission.
To unite the lands of the Nile under one supreme ruler. To aid them in their cause, it is hoped that you will endeavor to establish a thriving community at Perwadget, in the humid delta region of Lower Egypt, thus spreading their influence throughout the length of the sacred river. To support a population larger than that of a village, you must learn to use agriculture. Egyptian farmers have begun to exploit the rich, fertile soil deposited by the annual inundation of the Nile River for growing crops. The Nile can be hazardous, however. Many dangers lurk along its banks and in its waters, such as deadly crocodiles, hippopotamuses, and malaria-carrying mosquitoes.
The hippopotamuses are ridiculous. They're awful. I'll tell you now, like, you can send an entire wave of soldiers at them and, like, lose half of them just trying to kill one hippo. And then they, like, immediately respawn. So it's like, it's not worth it to stage, like, to build anything near hippos or to, like, try and eliminate them. They're just, like, their own little map blackout areas almost. As for the building them in the past right now, I love the aliens, like, history on repeat, almost Black Mirror-esque. It's all a simulation sort of vibe there. Gardens give +1 desire, shrines are +3 to 1 desire, and plazas are +2. It's instant. I didn't know they... Interesting. I did not know they had specific desirability, like, units. Then gods are real, and Ta is a beast who can magically snap their fingers and build a pyramid. Well, he don't do that, but he can double the amount of diamonds in your storage thing, which ends up being super useful. Storage yard. 2x2 wall and one man with a spear can defeat a whole herd. I do not believe that, but I guess that could be true given the fact that I can't imagine the hippo would actually attack the wall. So at least you're both invincible. That's what happens if you go after Whoopi Goldberg. Impolite, uncalled for, absolutely canceled. Have you seen? Yo, you're saying this while I have fucking girl interrupted right here. I'm a fan, and I will not stand for this. Spear chuckers are OP for defense. I really didn't know that. I always, liked the idea of training the soldiers to veteran and master levels, where I don't think I use a whole lot of walls, especially because they need employment and also make their houses very yeah, what you're saying, lots of negative desire. Spear chucker, Whoopi isn't the biggest killer in Africa, nor can she run at 40 miles per hour. Hippos are legit fucking scary. Oh yeah, you'll see, Adam, when we get to the military stuff. But right now we're inventing agriculture, so we can't focus too much on fighting. We're fighting starvation right now more so than other tribes. But the other tribes will come try to fight us once we have riches. That's that's how materialism works. Anyway, uh, you must build farms directly on the floodplain in order to gain the benefits of its increased fertility. Ooh. Unlike most working structures, farms on the floodplain do not need direct access to employees, but do need a steady workforce of peasant laborers supplied by work camps to tend their fields. This is not this is not very PC or woke. They're the peasant laborers are slaves. But it's okay. Each year the Nile floods its banks, replenishing the depleted soil on the floodplain with rich, fertile mud. Peasants harvest the annual crop just before the inundation and deliver it to your granaries. Because there is only one harvest per year, make sure your city has enough granaries to store a sufficient amount of food for your growing population. Well, he's a dude in a tower and he throws spears. Yeah, well, that's just like, uh, because of how the military mechanism works. Foreign armies. He doesn't go to the forts or fight foreign armies unless they walk into his zone of death. But are they actually called spear checkers in the game? I don't know what they're called. I call them by their name. No, they are not called spear chuckers. I believe they're like just called like sentries because you have to build a fort on your wall. But we are getting way ahead of ourselves, guys. I'm sorry, chat. You're just too much. We need we need to build a granary and fill it with figs. That is our priority right now. The spear chuckers can wait. Water supply. Water supply. Water supply. Bazaar. 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 Now, Osiris is a chump god, and I will tell you, I spit on him most of the time. He's like, if you can get a food source that doesn't involve making him happy, do it. Like, you can farm in some, like, not in this mission, but there are some, like, fertile areas where you don't need the Nile's mud. And you can just, like, make your entire population eat beef or fish or ostrich or something if that map allows for it. There's a couple videos. Anyway, yeah, so if you can, you could just completely ignore him. He'll be like, ah, he's gonna destroy all your farms on the Nile. And you're like, okay, I don't have any farms on the Nile. I get my food from alternative sources, motherfucker. Do it, destroy them all. You're not gonna produce as much on your farms on the Nile. Like, there's no downside to pissing him off as long as you get your food from somewhere else. It's a relief. If you thought having slaves was an PC for the game, spear chickers would take it to the next level. Is this racially coded? Should I stop saying spear checkers before it gets demonetized? I'm just reading what chat says. In theory, the workforce is paid in Pharaoh when building the pyramids. That is true. I don't have the overseers yet, but in this game specifically, not historically, necessarily all the time, everyone gets a wage, and that gets deducted from your debits, and they will steal shit if you don't have enough of a wage happening. I don't know. I forgot what I was gonna say about that. Oh, they'll steal shit from each other, from the fucking palace and whatnot. If your wages are too low, you should more than likely stop saying beep. Yes. Okay. All right. From now on, when y'all say that, I'll just make the dolphin noise from SpongeBob. 10%. Oh, dude, we got like fucking factoid creator here. I'm playing this game so I can give you the factoids. Know your place, motherfucker. Sorry, I'm getting a little feisty. We need fig farms, and that is the priority, not censored words or Pharaoh know-it-alls. Sorry. Your population now has 5,000 residents. I'll put it near the coast because that, depending on how mad Osiris is or how horny he is for you, he will not flood it all the way to the shore. And then you lose a lot of fertility and therefore product. Produce. Product or produce? I don't know. There. They still don't give us roadblocks though, so that's gonna be annoying. Yes, Mr. Fireman, we need to make sure the field isn't burning. Pierce would say, 23 years playing, 10 years streaming Pharaoh. I've written some stuff down over my journey. 10 years? Oh my god, or 23 years? Well, I'm glad you made it then if you're the definitive expert online. Thank you for coming to my stream. I didn't mean to be impolite. In that case, I don't know if you were here earlier, but I have never beaten this game. I've never gotten to the Cleopatra expansion because in my other file, I just get stuck. The pat file, which is my name, not patch. It's damn it! I didn't build a road to that one. Did we get any figs off that? Okay, cool. We have some figs. Yeah, so once it starts getting into large-scale naval battles is when I get stuck. And it's like the sea people keep doing waves after waves, and I cannot do anything without them destroying the place eventually. Or my debt and reputation climbing because I did nothing but try to have them not destroy the place. Anyway, so now that some people are getting food. Let's give them some juggler schools. We need jugglers, or else the people will be depressed. Now, I know you said we don't need the festival square, but I like the quick happiness boost it gives. And we're playing on very easy, so there's not a huge money problem right now. But I will listen to your advice and build some shrines. The final 2 to 3 missions in Pharaoh is rough. I may have been on the final 2 to 3 missions, so that could have been the case. The Cleo missions are 99% better. Huge boost, not a full 100%, but still, so not almost twice as good. Do you like the modern resolutions, Akid? I generally like the games with their original design. Oh, wait. I skipped something. By the way, there's a modern resolution patch that lets you play in 1080p. I do not trust actually getting that patch, mainly because, first of all, I'm playing on a laptop. This graphics card isn't great for streaming it simultaneously on the same machine. But also, because I'm using Windows 11, this game isn't like super universal with every Windows version. My CD version won't work. Mostly just zoom out. The only downside, the UI doesn't scale, so playing in 720 might be the best compromise. Okay. I just do that if I want to just move the overlays to the side. I'm not a super expert. Hey, one more farm. Just in case, I'm gonna build a second granary. That's a fucking ton of figs. What are our objectives? Population 600, modest
still struggle
homesteads.
to unite.
Yeah. And Osiris is chill. He's approving. Square aspect ratio. Not entirely sure what that means, but it is a very pleasing game. I like the,
I see plenty of people out of work as I make my deliveries.
Oh? Sorry, dude. I didn't know there was an issue. Adding an extra road also helps them not be swallowed up by the Nile coming in, because sometimes that happens. You'll lose like all the figs because the guy has too long of a road through the floodplains, and then the flood comes in and just they disappear. It just means it's not in widescreen. That can give things quite a different feel. Oh, okay. Like, not this? Or you mean the whole black borders thing? Honestly, he said there's work problems, let's just make as many figs as fucking possible. Yeah.
Firefighting is hard work, and I'd love to cool off with a good show. There's not enough of that here.
Oh yes. Booths will also help unemployment. I was mentioning that earlier. Jugglers. Calling all jugglers. Come over here and juggle for me, baby. The black border is the actual shape of the image. Okay. Yeah. I mean, part of that might be like options dependent, or pyramid speed up. That looks like cheating. I don't know what setting that is. Windowed screens and various other resolutions are available. I don't think that's aspect ratio. Give us a show to cool off with. Build granaries to store the upcoming harvest. You mean that second granary is not enough? Alright, if you say so, we'll build another granary. We got the population we need, our granary is about to be full up on figs, and the motherfucker, there we go, that's our next prompt. Why do these fuckers need so much grain? Well, they need to eat, Adam, and also, we haven't grown grain yet, so I don't know what you're talking about. Just smile politely, y'all. We're witnessing mental illness. Now that we've given your people basic food and water, you can enhance their lifestyle with other goods such as pottery. Industry and pottery. Build a clay pit close to water and a potter nearby. These are both undesirable buildings. Do not build them near your house. Make sure these have access to labor as usual, and before long a cart will deliver clay to the potter, who will create pottery for your city. Build a storage yard to store the final product, as well as any excess clay the potter does not need. One clay pit can usually supply enough clay for 2 potters. That is a very good detail you don't want to skip over, because I, for the longest time, would build one for one, and not the other way around. Workers from the bazaar will collect the pottery from the storage yard and distribute it just as they do food. It's weird. I have you, Adam, for sure in the chat, and Zakid comes in and out, seemingly, and I've got myself pulled up on my phone on the side, but it says I have 1 viewer, not 3. And I think it said that the whole time, so I'm very confused. Yeah. Build a clay pit close to water and a potter nearby. Make sure the blah 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 blah. Workers from the bazaar will collect the pottery from the storage yard and distribute it just as they do food. Industries like pottery also provide your city's inhabitants with much needed jobs. You can now call upon your overseer of the workers to assist in allocating your workforce. So we will build 2 clay pits, and that should fund 4 potters with resources. We also need a storage yard because unlike the the granary only holds food, and the storage yards only hold like non-perishables. Looks like just some cement, and so you think you could store whatever, and you can store whatever. You can store food in the storage yards if you want. However, you get issues with the people from the bazaar not actually taking it to sell to the homes. You mainly put food in the storage yard if you're trying to sell it when they open up trading routes. And yeah, because you're the only time they'll ever take food out of the storage yard, I think, is if they're like wanting more variety in food, like the richer houses. Fill a storage yard with pottery. Your city needs more workers already? We'll do a... We definitely have all the food we need. This is the overseer of the workers. Okay. Food production, distribution, entertainment. I don't like fucking with the normal distribution of jobs because then you get like these huge disparities, and you'll like putting health and sanitation last will fuck you over because everybody will lose access to water. So I like to just have them fill out kind of naturally, if possible. They say the clay pit can produce enough for 4 potters, but I only see one of them working right now. So I'm gonna quick let this go on autoplay. It'll pop up a message if something drastic is happening, like that, the common festival. Not really drastic, but alright. I have to use the restroom. I'll be right back. where the overlay is actually kind of necessary because it makes that message not look awkward. Anyway, this is Synthra. AI Synthra. What Calcutta, you know. What I would amount. What I would amount. Ooh, gotta set a timer real quick because I just put a pizza in the oven. Nope, wrong app. Clock. Where's the fucking clock? There we go. Alright. Ooh, good idea with pinning it. Hey! Quit it! 1,000 people now call your city home. Alright, pinning a link for the stream sounds like a great idea. Really quick, I will share this. Especially because Pharaoh gives you lots of downtime while things just play out. I'm filling a storage yard with pottery, and getting enough of these modest homesteads, but it takes some time for the clay and the pottery to be made. So it gives me moments to shamelessly self-promote. Where's the fucking share button? There we go. You know, sometimes I'm totally a boomer when it comes to tech. Like, I make my mom or my grandparents or whatever, even my brothers, look like they think I'm a wizard when it comes to tech, and then I get online and I'm like, no guys, I'm just a little baby. Municipal structures. Great job. You've gotten some industry up and running, and now you can think about making a few improvements to your city. Beautification can be used to make neighborhoods more desirable, while other municipal structures can help things run more efficiently. Gardens, statues, and plazas. By making the areas surrounding them more attractive, garden statues and plazas can help houses to evolve. Several garden plots can be placed next to each other to form larger parks. Place plazas on paved roads to enhance their appearance and improve the desirability of nearby land. Roadblocks can be used to guide your city's walkers. Some walkers have a specific destination in mind while others do not. They simply roam the streets, bestowing their benefits on any buildings they happen to pass. Roadblocks prevent the passage of these walkers, but allow those with a specific destination to pass through and complete their errands. Water crossings. Ferries can help your city run more smoothly. Carefully placed water crossings let the inhabitants of your city reach otherwise inaccessible parts of the landscape to find prey or other valuable resources. In some cases, they can improve the timeliness of certain delivery people by shortening their journeys. Okay, now, while that, check out Pharaoh, Cleopatra, and unlock the mysteries of ancient Egypt. There we go. It's posted on Facebook now. Okay, so we're gonna grab a roadblock, put it right there, so the people who don't need to be in the farmland zone don't go up in there. They make their jobs more efficient. And now, the rest of the mission is just beautifying the city with these desirability markers. Plazas go on roads so that people feel like they're walking on works of art at all times. This is gentrification 101, by the way, so bitches better learn. If you see this happening in your town in a capitalist society, that rent is about to go up. So make sure you own the land, otherwise, you know, you may want to move. If you own it, then your interests are no longer aligned with a lot of the working class because you'll do things that make your property value go up, which in case makes the renting class not be able to afford to live there. This is called the petit bourgeois. It's also people who own small businesses and shit. Yes, victory! I got a split pat. I've enjoyed the stream. I'll be back later if you're still going. Yeah, I'm doing this to cheer myself up because I'm low. Yeah. No, I don't like low. Let's go with I have a case of the Mondays. So I will be here as long as it takes to want to do my Mandarin. Yeah, I'll probably be here all night.
Superb. Your own citizens are beginning to look to you as their caretaker, and neighboring cities also hail you as a provider in times of need.
You hear that? Neighboring cities hail me as a provider in times of need. You don't have to be sorry.